Hey all, this is Scott from Have Wood Will Turn. A couple days ago, we posted a video on Instagram. We got a ton of questions on it, on how to actually do the suede inside of our box. Kind of churched it up a little bit. So we thought we'd posted a full-length version on YouTube. So here we go. So you can see that what I was doing is putting on the masking tape, and now I'm putting on a product. It's Donger, and basically the thing that you have to know here is that you have to get full coverage of the adhesive. Adhesive has got to cover every piece of it, and then you've got to make sure that you've got the same undercoat as you do flocking. What's going to happen if you don't, then you're going to see the undercoat not match the fibers, and it's not going to look like it's felt. So as you can see here, I'm looking on the side just to make sure I got every little piece of it touched up, and looks like we have good coverage. So we're going to go ahead and pull out the Suede Tex fibers, and we're going to fill them into this tube. This is a flocker tube, and what it's going to do is it's going to take those fibers and it's going to disperse them pretty evenly as we pump the cylinder. So I filled it to about 1/4 of an inch, or 1/4 of the way full. I put the lid on, and we're going to go ahead and flock it. So here we go. As you can see, I'm just pulling back and pushing forward, and what that's doing is just taking the air, sucking it in, and pushing it out. You want to make sure that you get full coverage, and you want to make sure that it's all over every part of the adhesive. If not, then you're going to have a little shiny spot on the interior of your box. So once you've got the one side done, then you go ahead and do your other side. You can see here that I'm reinforcing the tape. I want to make sure that none of the adhesive gets underneath the tape, because if I do, it's a very dark color, or it will color anything you can. You can do a little bit of touch-up sanding afterwards. However, I prefer not to do any sanding because I don't want to get any of the sawdust inside of my felt. So here we are, just covering the inside, making sure we get good coverage. And it doesn't have to, you want to make sure that the consistency is not runny, but that it's fully covered, and that you have a good amount on there so that the Suede Tex will actually stick to every part of it. Then we go ahead and move the adhesive, and then we flock it. You want to make sure that you give it a good little while to dry, and then you can take off, or you can knock out the fibers. And what I like to do is just take and sweep those up, and that's why I've got them in a cardboard box. And then I take and I put them back in the sack, and then I reuse them for next time. So as we pull this off, you can see that the tape did a fairly decent job on taping it, so you don't see any of the black on the surface that I didn't want it on. Also, you want to make sure of note, try not to finish that portion of the box that your tape's going to go on. This is all. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. From Have Wood Will Turn.